Alrighty then. So we've now made it up to Chapter 4 of this game. And we are now going to begin Chapter 4 by doing Doc's Checkup, which is basically next door to where I am. And this is the race I'm going to do first. Is that where it is? Oh, hold on. It's
Hello.
over here.
How are you?
My mistake.
I need a word with you, son.
Okay. I read you, Doc. And I will get on with you. Over to you, cutscene. Once the game loads.
Alright, time for a checkup. Them new horses get your attention, don't it?
Yeah, Doc, this new upgrade feels great.
Well then, why don't you just show this crazy old grandpa car what you got?
Doc Hudson, that sounds like a challenge. A challenge which I will happily accept. So, in order for us to move on, we need to finish in the top 3, but ultimately we don't unlock anything from doing this race. I just decided to do this race first because, well, I obviously want to mix things up on the races being in ascending order. Anyways, Doc's Checkup is officially our first race of Chapter 4, and already I am immediately pulling out into the lead. And someone is catching up to me, but either way, it's nice to get the easy start, which is always a good thing. And that's a wall. Anyways. Okay, never mind.
That's it. It's showtime.
I wonder where Doc is. Oh, he's now in the lead. Okay. Well, he is the fabulous Hudson Hornet, so that really shouldn't surprise me. But anyway, I am still in contention.
I got
Yeah.
your number now, buddy.
In this race. And giving Ramon some contacts there, I've got the easier entry through that corner, but it's also screwed my entry for the following corner. And yep, this race just suddenly became wide open. And what do you know, I got some big air points. Interesting. Anyways. Ah, son of a bitch.
Hey, wait up!
Well, I almost made it back on track.
Good job.
And took me nearly 2 minutes to set
You got
my
something
first
to
lap.
prove? You might want to take notes on this one.
Actually, Doc, I do have something to prove. For your information. And that's a wall. Oh well. It's fine. Still out front anyway. And I am trying to see if I can at least get some
Well,
momentum going.
Too much thought, boy. You're in the tulips.
One for the fame.
I ain't in the tulips yet. Even though I do respect your advice wholeheartedly. Anyways, so I now know this is an S-bend. And got a much better zigzag line through the corner there. And I now have an interval.
One for the faint.
Over my competition. And I also get some safe driver points, interestingly. And I'm off track. But fortunately, I do manage to rejoin, under my own power. This has actually been a pretty close race so far.
Come back! Come back!
Okay, still got one lap to go to get it done. Just gotta make sure I don't make the same mistake I did previously. Well, I did mention at some point the racing was gonna get harder. I'm going to assume this must be that point in where the racing does get harder. Well, at least I can say that shortcut helps. Anyways, not gonna make the same mistake I did last time, because I carried a lot less speed over the jump.
One for the ladies.
And I've made it through the shortcut. And I've now got a 6-second lead over Doc Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Can I manage to hold that lead? I think I can, if I don't make the mistakes I did before. Hopefully. Anyways. I now have a 10-second lead over Doc. So something tells me this is going to be what the racers at this stage normally deliver. Anyway. Continuing to lead, and it looks as though I'm going to hold my lead. In spite of those last-minute mistakes I made. So, won in the end by 10 seconds over Doc. Ramon finished in third ahead of Sheriff, and it was Fillmore who wound up finishing last. So, up until the last lap, that was a pretty competitive race altogether. And I did say there was going to be more of a challenge, and I think this is probably where the challenge element is really going to start to show itself. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, I am good. And that only took me 8 minutes
Well, how you doing?
to go through the whole thing. But anyway. So Doc's checkup is now done. And next up we have got Sally's wheel well sprint. In other words, we're basically racing against Sally. Coming in the next episode.